Hey everybody, I'm Dr. Perkins, a board-certified OBGYN, and today we're talking about, does losing weight increase fertility in PCOS? In this video, we'll talk about how weight affects PCOS and fertility. We'll talk about the benefits of weight loss in PCOS. We'll review some important strategies for weight loss and lifestyle changes, and I'll share with you some practical meal ideas. Polycystic ovarian syndrome, or PCOS, is a very common hormonal condition. In fact, it does affect 1 in 10 reproductive females. That's a lot. And so if you're watching this video, this may be a condition that you're dealing with. And so we're going to talk about quite a bit of information today so that you will have the strategies at the tip of your fingers and help you on this journey. Now, this hormonal condition may affect your fertility as well as weight gain. And it does so because PCOS may cause insulin resistance, which means that your body works overtime trying to process the carbohydrates that you eat. You may be in a state of hormonal imbalance as the hormones of your female reproductive tract are working so hard for your system to work well, but it isn't working well. Obesity or weight gain has also been associated with inflammation, literally a very low, chronic, constant state of inflammation can be present in your system, and this causes even more hormonal imbalance on a larger scale. A research study from the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism shows that even a modest weight loss of 5 to 10% can lead to significant improvements in PCOS symptoms, including increased ovulation frequency and improved menstrual regulation. Now, this is to say that there are huge benefits to losing 5 to 10% of your weight. So what does that look like? Well, if you are 100 pounds, 5% of that would be 5 pounds. If you are 150 pounds, 5% would be 7 pounds. While it may seem like 5 pounds is nothing or 7 pounds is nothing, it is actually enough usually to jumpstart your ovulation if you haven't been ovulating well, or create a hormonal balance if you've been in a state of imbalance. Losing that amount of weight also may help with insulin resistance, regulating your menstrual cycles, as well as enhancing the quality of eggs that your ovaries do release. These are all wonderful things if you're trying to get pregnant or increase your fertility. Even if you're not trying to do those things and you just desire hormonal balance. Now, let's talk a little bit here about the role of fat cells when it comes to hormonal imbalance. The first is that fat cells may lead to excess estrogens in your system. Why is that? Well, each and every fat cell that we have on our body produces their own amounts of estrogen. Now, compounded with the estrogens that your ovaries are producing, and your adrenals may produce a little bit as well. Now, with every fat cell that we have, we're producing more estrogens. Our estrogen load can be really, really high. And we can know this because we're not having regular periods, we're having a lot of acne, we have skin changes, maybe undesired, we may have difficulty losing weight, it may be easy for us to gain weight. And there's so many things that are linked with hormonal imbalances, and fat cells can be the cause of some of these imbalances. Fat cells also increase the amount of another hormone, leptin. Leptin is linked with your appetite. It is linked with your cravings, and it's linked with your ability to stop eating once full. Now, high levels of leptin has been seen in those who are overweight and obese as well. Insulin resistance is also linked with PCOS and infertility as well. Now, insulin resistance, which is also a mainstay of PCOS, may affect fertility in that it can affect your body in 3 different ways. First, it causes your body to release much more insulin than you need because the insulin that you normally produce is not sufficient to help your body use your carbohydrates and sugars effectively. Second, insulin resistance may affect the quality of eggs that you produce when you do produce them. Thirdly, insulin resistance may affect your endometrial lining, making it not as wonderful and great as it needs to be for implantation of an egg and sperm after fertilization. Now, with all of these changes, most are not desired, but they do occur, especially with PCOS and trying to lose weight, but it can be done. And so here are some strategies to help you on this journey so that weight loss is achieved as well as fertility. The first is to focus on a well-balanced diet. With that, you want to incorporate lots of whole foods, fruits and vegetables, grains, as well as lean proteins and healthy fats. Second is to focus on low glycemic foods. If you've watched a few of my videos, I've broken down glycemic index and what that means. And so if you'd like to check them out, please do so. But low glycemic foods cause a gradual rise in your sugar or your glucose levels in your blood rather than causing a spike and a fall in those glucose levels. Next, I recommend that you participate in regular physical activity. That means exercising for at least 150 minutes per week. That totals about 2.5 hours of physical activity, and this is of moderate intensity. So we're not winded, but we are kind of activating our system just enough. And so this is recommended for health and wellness, but definitely if you're trying to improve our fertility, it's important to start moving. Lastly, if you have a lot of stress, this is the time to try to reduce that as much as you can. Stress releases a lot of hormones, cortisol to be exact. Cortisol in general will disrupt the functioning of other hormones, especially our reproductive tract and all the hormones involved in it. Try to participate in mindfulness and meditation, maybe yoga, things to help to de-stress as much as you can. And so now that we've talked about some of these strategies, here are a few practical meal ideas that you may want to try. For breakfast, you may want to try a vegetable omelet that incorporates lots of greens and fiber, in addition to having a slice of whole wheat bread with that. For lunch, you may want to try a quinoa salad. Quinoa is a very versatile seed that is actually quite nutritious and can be added with any protein you can think of. You can have grilled salmon or grilled chicken with this. You may be able to add turkey or beef. It is quite versatile and pretty tasty at that. For dinner, you may want to try grilled salmon with roasted vegetables, for instance. Remember to always incorporate a complex carbohydrate with your meals and to have that with lean protein. I'm so excited to share this information with you today, and I have one more bonus for you. I have a free gift for you today. If you'd like to examine whether or not your lifestyle is impacting your hormones to any degree, I have a free quiz for you. With this quiz, we'll dive into your eating habits, your exercise habits, and so much more to see if you are having hormonal disturbances based on the things that you're doing in your lifestyle every day. Thank you so much for being here today. I hope you've learned something. Please like and subscribe and share while you're at it. But I really just want to thank you for being here and for listening. Hopefully, I'll see you next time. Take care.